Welcome to Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Economist Professor Patrick Asuming is urging government to implement targeted measures that ensure Ghana's ongoing economic recovery translates into tangible benefit for all sectors, particularly local businesses. His call follows a revelation by the Association of Ghana Industries that sales and consumer demand have dropped significantly since the start of the year, despite signs of economic rebound and a notable decline in inflation. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Asuming emphasized the need for inclusive growth strategies to cushion struggling businesses and sustain long-term recovery.
There's still some work to do in terms of how the structure of the economy and the fact that, the sectors that are growing perhaps are not sectors that are connected to local industry. So I think that's probably where we should be looking at, building more interconnectedness and the linkages to ensure that when resale services are growing, then we want to see local industry growing. If we say if construction is growing, we want to see local manufacturing growing. So, but if construction is growing, for instance, and most of the items are imported, then it will have very little bearing on domestic manufacturing sector. So I think it's really building stronger connections within the economy. And then also, again, the economy is recovering. There's no doubt about that. But I think we need to be intentional about where the recovery is coming from. The domestic production and also making sure that the sectors that have a lot of Ghanaian participation are also growing, and they are seeing the benefit of the growth.
The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is in town to impound some smuggled beverages believed to be evading excise tax. The move is part of measures by the GRA to clamp down on non-compliant retailers and manufacturers across the country. Here's more in this report.
Operations which happened in Tudu, Adabraka and Kantamantua to confiscate products that have been imported into the country without a tax stamp. This is in line with moves by the Ghana Revenue Authority to clamp down on non-excise goods. Head of Excise at the Ghana Revenue Authority, Kwabena Apao, explains to journalists that the situation demands more of such actions.
And we want to make sure that all these products make or have the stamps affixed to them, because they compete with other locally manufactured products, like the malt drink manufactured in Ghana. And so if these products succeed in coming in without the taxes being paid on them, they have undue advantage over the locally manufactured products. By so doing, they are collapsing our local industries. So we have to make sure that all the products on the market are actually affixed with the stamps to indicate that the right taxes have been paid on them. And so this exercise today, that will continue next week and the weeks ahead, is to make sure that we rid the market of all uncompliant products on the market.
Head of Legal for Guinness Ghana, Kelvin Cranton, laments on the effects of such goods in the market.
Currently, as you will see, there are a number of products that have been imported into this country, made in another country, where they've helped that country to develop and grow. Our own people are suffering. Guinness Ghana, for example, we support over 40,000 people in this country, farmers, communities. There's a lot that we do for the community that needs to be protected. So, for example, you can see what you see here, all the products being seized right now. This is just a tip. Unfortunately, you see often these things happen in the middle of the night in certain loading zones where trucks are brought in and unloaded immediately.
The exercise will be sustained to ensure full compliance.
The presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy, Augustus Gusitando, has expressed optimism that the initiative will drive the expansion and growth of indigenous SMEs, thereby spurring national development. Speaking at the APSA Ghana's 24-hour economic conference, Mr. Tando highlighted the critical need for sustainable funding for businesses while emphasizing the importance of ensuring job creation. Ghana's 24-hour economy program aims to boost productivity, create jobs and drive inclusive growth by enabling key sectors to operate around the clock. Speaking at the 24-hour economy conference organized in partnership with Absa Bank in Accra, Presidential Advisor on the 24-hour economy, Augustus Gusi Tando, underscored the economic potential of small and medium-sized enterprises in driving growth and development.
The 24-hour economy is designed to launch in a real and sustained manner the takeoff of indigenous Ghanaian businesses. We need to increase SMEs' access to finance through cheaper and longer-term credit facilities and imaginative backstop arrangements that secure the lender whilst at the same time making more and more SMEs eligible for loan support. We must also strengthen their management capacity, their embrace of transparency in governance, and their commitment to honor obligations. In doing so, SMEs will not only expand their enterprises, but also create jobs, build wealth, and strengthen our economy. Risks regarding security, collateral requirements, capacity gaps, these are real risks, but they are not stop signs. What rather it means is that we must put in the requisite safeguards that are tailored to a specific environment that we live in and the specific environments that SMEs operate in.
Managing Director of Absa Bank Ghana, Dr. Edward Nate Boche, stressed the importance of creating greater opportunities for SMEs.
If government is putting forth ideas and programs that has got opportunities in them, obviously it makes a lot of sense for us to bring our customers to engage with government, to identify these opportunities, and then look at the areas where they can, which opportunities they can exploit. And once they identify these opportunities, we then can come in as a bank and then work with them, partner them, and help them to achieve the goals that they've set.
He further highlighted the bank's continued investment in supporting small businesses.
As in Absa, we recognize our role as a bank that we need to finance that part of the economy. So since 2024, I can tell you that we've invested almost 1.8 billion Ghana cedis into that sector under our SME at 10 program. And these are things that we believe in. These are things that we feel that has to be done.
The 24-hour economic conference brought together government representatives, business leaders, and other stakeholders to explore strategies for sustaining economic growth. As part of activities to mark September SME Month, Telecel Ghana has organized a Telecel Business Runway, an initiative aimed at equipping small and medium enterprises with the right tools and guidance to thrive in the country's business environment. Here's more.
Telecel Business Runway brought together government officials, entrepreneurs, and Telecel's management team to discuss strategies for business growth and sustainability. Speaking to the media, Director of Enterprise Business at Telecel Ghana, Tawa Bolarin, acknowledged that while SMEs in Ghana continue to rise, they face both opportunities and challenges. She explained that the Business Runway was designed to educate and guide entrepreneurs along the often difficult paths of entrepreneurship.
There's certain things that young people feel is too administratively cumbersome, and so the finance part was a part that they felt very frustrated around. We found out that actually they feel frustrated around registering their business. If we put a program together, what would they want to learn? Obviously, they want to learn about how to promote their business, how to use digital media to promote their business. So all of the topics that we've taken today, all of the programs that we've run through the course of this month is around that insight for what they wanted to see. So this is about them and what they wanted to see. We did an AI workshop as well, also around what they wanted to see, the tools that they need in order for them to actually be able to run their businesses more efficiently today. So this month is all about how they told us they wanted this month to be run.
She further revealed that Telecel has developed tailored packages to support the unique needs of SMEs and help them scale their ventures.
The first, I'm sure you've heard about it, is the Boss Plan. So the Boss Plan puts together, obviously you need to communicate, so it's national communication, any network. The second one is your business online. We've had it for about a year now, but we decided to refresh it and to actually add more features to it. So today, for 250 CDs a year, you can get a website designed for you, as many pages as you want. And then the final one was your One Business Mobile. One Business Mobile thinks about, as you become a bigger business, you have teams. And these teams also need to communicate, and they also need data.
Deputy Chief Director at the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, Mohammed Sani Adams, reaffirmed Ghana's commitment to addressing the challenges confronting SMEs. He emphasized that empowering young people to venture into entrepreneurship is key to job creation and economic growth.
I can tell you that we have about 116 universities in this country, producing about 200,000 graduates annually. And only 5% of that graduates that are produced are able to acquire sustainable job within 5 years after their national service. That tells you that we need to look at areas where we can get the youth strongly and favorably being employed, and that is the SME sector. There are always some barriers, and one of the strongest barriers is access to capital. What the ministry is trying to do is to break these barriers and make sure that the young entrepreneurs and the youth who want to go into businesses are able to get into that business. What we intend to do is even to have an interaction with young businesses and young men who want to go into entrepreneurship, to be people who we can nurture, have business ideas, so that we sell these business ideas to angel investors, so that these people can have that support.
The Telecel Business Runway forms part of the company's broader commitment to fostering innovation and supporting business development across Ghana.
Some real estate companies are urging greater government support to help bridge Ghana's housing gap. Speaking to Joy Business after a press conference, Public Relations Officer of Sukasa Properties, Daniel Kofi Awukwasare, stressed that enhanced government backing is crucial to addressing the country's growing housing challenges. He also reassured stakeholders of Sukasa's financial stability and reiterated the company's commitment to completing ongoing housing projects. His remarks follows months of allegations and concerns raised by some customers.
The government has repeatedly mentioned that on its own, it cannot deliver the housing deficit. Now, the housing deficit stands about 1.8 million units as of even 2022, 2023. And I know the index keep, changing and changing for the worse because population is increasing and we're not doing much in terms of infrastructure provision. And therefore, since we've aptly positioned ourselves to help nip this problem in the bud, it is the right time for the government to engage with us. It's the right time for the government to find out what the challenges are for us as a private sector. Facilitating the environment is very cardinal. Even if you need foreign direct investment, you need to facilitate the environment for them. But I am surprised that the pattern of behavior we have seen for which this press conference is organized doesn't seem to promote the facilitation of the local industry. We always want to kill our own. We're therefore inviting the government effectively that we are relevant stakeholders. And for that matter, they need to really get on board with us.
In farming, the work doesn't stop at harvest. For many smallholder farmers in Ghana, threshing, separating grain from the stalk is still a slow and tiring process, often done by hand. But at Legacy Crop Improvement Center in Atareso, things are changing. In this episode of the Joy Business Van, we catch up with founder and CEO Amos Rutherford Azinu as he introduces a machine that's transforming the harvest, the multi-crop thresher.
For decades, farmers have relied on manual threshing, a labor-intensive process that often damages grain, increases contamination, and drastically slows down post-harvest activities.
Normally when farmers harvest their maize or their crop, they are going to pour it down. Yeah. Now they are going to use their hands to. That takes a lot of time. So now, to solve that problem, this is one of the solutions that we have, the multi-crop thresher.
Recognizing this challenge, Amos and his team at Legacy Crop Improvement Center turned to mechanization. The result, a multi-crop thresher that can handle maize, soybeans, millet, sorghum, rice and more with speed and precision.
When you pour it into it, whether it be maize, soybeans, cowpea or whatever it is, it's going to thresh it for you. Okay. It's going to bring the chaff, as you can see here. Then bring the maize through this path that you will collect. Then after that, so this one, even if you are doing 1,000 bags a day, you need maximum of 5 people. Okay. They can assist you to that. If you are doing 1,000 bags, we are you human being, you can actually understand. And the longer it takes you to do that kind of work, and the effect is going to have, or the post-harvest effect is going to have, because by the time when it started raining, you may start losing some of your crop in the field because you are not able to process them or thresh them early as possible. Normally, the moisture have to be around 15%, at least 15% for maize. Granite, we have to talk about 10%. If it's too much water in it, you get the maize, for instance, get mashed. Okay. Or when it comes out, you see a lot of cobs coming out with the maize kernel on it. Okay. That means that it's not wet. Then the operator who is working on it has to also look at the beds, because the machine doesn't have eyes, doesn't have a heart, doesn't have a mouth to talk. But there are various beds on it. Okay. Those beds are form of mechanism that communicate to the machine which type of crop we are coming to thresh. Oh, okay. So once you give a certain bed, it gives a certain weight and communication that we are coming to do this.
The process is simple but powerful. Farmers feed harvested crops into the thresher, and within minutes, clean, sorted grain emerges, ready for bagging or further processing. The machine separates stalk, husk, and grain efficiently, minimizing waste.
And it has a part that we call aspiration chamber. The chamber is the one that allows the air into the machine to remove the chaff. Okay. So the operator has to understand how much air I'm allowing into the machine. Because if we are using maize or you are threshing maize, for instance, and you open it wider, it doesn't have much effect. But assuming you are threshing rice and you open that aspiration chamber wider, a lot of your rice will go to the waste. You know, rice is very lighter compared to maize. So those are a few technicalities, but whatever it is, why it's properly set, it can do the work for you.
The response from farmers has been enthusiastic. For many, this machine is more than just equipment, it's a lifeline. Amos shares how helpful this machine has been to farmers.
You know, agriculture now is a business. It's no more hobby. Okay, so you are going to plant your 5 acres, 10 acres, maize, you harvest. You want to pour in the farm, and now you are calling laborers. They come today, tomorrow they say, oh, my mother is sick, I cannot come. Or now, these days, no boys, they are riding Okada. Nobody wants to work in the farm. So this is efficient in terms of time and delivering of that particular service to you, that you reduce your post-harvest loss. Research have shown us that we produce a lot of crop, all right, but 30% of what we produce go to post-harvest. Post-harvest means that we are not able to thresh it on time or harvest in on time, so all of them get lost in the field or in the process of transporting. So this is one solution to reduce post-harvest losses. From here, the next stage we go is the drying and the cleaning stage. Assuming the grain is not properly dry, and we thresh it, and the farmer wants to store it, then there's the need to. So from here, we'll be moving to see the dryer, how the process will take it through. Then the last stage will be the cleaner and the grading process.
To expand access, Legacy Crop Improvement Center is working with farmer groups and cooperatives to deploy the thresher across communities. They're also training locals on maintenance and operation, ensuring long-term sustainability. Next time on the Joy Business Van, we dive deeper into post-harvest handling and storage innovations and how Legacy Crop Improvement Center is helping farmers preserve grain quality long after it's been harvested.
That's how we wrap up business for the week here on Prime Business. My name is Winston Taki. Thanks for watching. Up next is Prime Sports.